Shalom and happy 316 day. For God so loved the world that he gave his only one of a kind Son, that whoever believes in him will not be destroyed on the day of destruction, but will have eternal life and live with him. Welcome to the Bible in a Year Live Tanakh Project. Today is day 1 of week 37. We're almost at the end of our Old Testament readings, and then we will be completed with this project and start a new project. But for today, we're reading First Chronicles chapter 1, which is a new book, and we'll be reading this week from the Names of God Bible. Let us dive into today's reading. First Chronicles chapter 1, the genealogy of Isaac's descendants. Adam, Seth, Enosh, Kenan, Mahalalel, Jared, Enoch, Methuselah, Lamech, Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Japheth's descendants were Gomer, Magog, Madai, Javan, Tubal, Meshech, and Tiras. Gomer's descendants were Ashkenaz, Riphath, and Togarmah. Javan's descendants were the people from Elisha, Tarshish, Cyprus, and Rhodes. Ham's descendants were Cush, Egypt, Put, and Canaan. Cush's descendants were Seba, Havilah, Sabta, Rama, and Sabteka. Rama's descendants were Sheba and Dan. Cush was the father of Nimrod, the first mighty warrior on the earth. Egypt was the ancestor of the Ludites, Anamites, Lehabites, Naphothites, Pathrushites, Casluhites, from whom the Philistines came, and the Caphtorites. Canaan was the father of Sidon, his firstborn, and Heth, also the Jebusites, the Amorites, the Girgashites, the Hivites, the Arkites, the Sinites, the Arvadites, the Zemarites, and the Hamathites. The descendants of Shem were Elam, Ashur, Arpachshad, Lud, Aram, Uz, Hul, Gether, and Meshech. Arpachshad was the father of Shelah, and Shelah was the father of Eber. 2 sons were born to Eber. The name of the one was Peleg, division, because in his day the earth was divided. His brother's name was Joktan. Joktan was the father of Almodad, Shelef, Hazar-Maveth, Jirah, Hadoram, Uzal, Dikla, Ibal, Abimael, Sheba, Ophir, Havilah, and Jobab. All these were the sons of Joktan. Shem, Arphaxad, Shelah, Eber, Peleg, Reu, Serug, Nahor, Terah, Abraham, that is Abraham, and Abraham's sons were Isaac and Ishmael. This is their list of descendants. Ishmael's firstborn was Nebaioth, then Kedar, Abdil, Mishma, Duma, Masa, Hadad, Tema, Jetur, Naphish, and Kedemah. These were the sons of Ishmael. Keturah, Abraham's concubine, gave birth to the following sons: Zimran, Jokshan, Medan, Midian, Ishbak, and Shua. Jokshan's sons were Sheba and Dedan. The sons of Midian were Ephah, Epher, Hanok, Abidah, and Eldah. All these were descendants of Keturah. Abraham was the father of Isaac. Isaac's sons were Esau and Israel. Esau's sons were Eliphaz, Reuel, Jeush, Jalam, and Korah. Eliphaz's sons were Teman and Omar, Zephi and Gatam, Kenaz and Amalek, son of Timnah. Reuel's sons were Nahath, Zerah, Shammah, and Mizah. Seir's sons were Lotan, Shobal, Zibeon, Anna, Dishon, Ezer, and Dishan. Lotan's sons were Hori and Homam. Timnah was Lotan's daughter. Shobal's sons were Alian, Manahath, Ebal, Shephi, and Onam. Zibeon's sons were Aya and Anna. Anna's sons were Dishon. Dishon's sons were Hamran, Eshban, Ithran, and Cheran. Ezer's sons were Bilhan, Zavan, Jakan. Dishan's sons were Uz and Aran. These were the kings who ruled Edom before any king ruled the people of Israel. Bela, son of Beor, and the name of his capital city was Dinhaba. After Bela died, Jobab, son of Zerah from Bozrah, succeeded him as king. After Jobab died, Husham from the land of the Timonites succeeded him as king. After Husham died, Hadad, son of Bedad, who defeated the Midianites in the country of Moab, succeeded him as king. And the name of his capital city was Avith. After Hadad died, Samlah from Masrekah succeeded him as king. After Samlah died, Shaul from Rehoboth on the river succeeded him as king. After Shaul died, Baal-Hanan, son of Akbor, succeeded him as king. After Baal-Hanan died, Hadad succeeded him as king, and the name of his capital city was Pai. His wife's name was Mehetabel, daughter of Matred and granddaughter of Mazahab. Then Hadad died. The tribe leaders of Edom were Timnah, Aliah, Jetheth, Oholibama, Elah, Pinon, Kenaz, Timan, Mibzar, Magdiel, and Iram. These were the tribal leaders of Edom. Chapter 2. Israel's 12 sons. These were Israel's sons: Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, Dan, Joseph, Benjamin, Naphtali, Gad, and Asher. Judah's descendants. Judah's sons were Onan, and Shelah. These three were born to him by Bathshua, a Canaanite woman. Yahweh considered Judah's firstborn, evil, so Yahweh killed Tamar, Judah's daughter-in-law, gave birth to Judah's sons, Perez and Zerah. Judah had 5 sons in all. Perez's sons were Hezron and Hamul. Zerah's sons were Zimri, Ethan, Heman, Calcol, and Dara, 5 in all. Carmi's son was Akar, who caused trouble for Israel by taking goods that were claimed by God. Ethan's son was Azariah. The sons born to Hezron were Jerahmeel, Ram, Cheluabai. Ram was the father of Aminadab. Aminadab was the father of Nashon, leader of Judah's people. Nashon was the father of Salma, and Salma was the father of Boaz. Boaz was the father of Obed, and Obed was the father of Jesse. Jesse was the father of Eliab, his firstborn, Abinadab, his second son, Shimei, his third son, Nethanel, his fourth son, Radai, his fifth son, Ozem, his sixth son, and David, his seventh son. Their sisters were Zeruiah and Abigail. Zeruiah's 3 sons were Abishai, Joab, and Asahel. Abigail was the mother of Amasa, whose father was Jether, a descendant of Ishmael. Hezron's son was Caleb. Caleb and his wife Azubah had a son named Jerioth. Her other sons were Jesher, Shobab, and Ardon. After Azubah died, Caleb married Ephrath. She gave birth to Hur. Hur was the father of Uri, and Uri was the father of Bezalel. Afterwards, Hezron slept with the daughter of Machir, the man who first settled Gilead. Hezron had married her when he was 60 years old. She gave birth to Segub. Segub was the father of Jair, who had 23 towns in Gilead. Jeshur and Aram captured Havoth, Jair with Kenath and its villages, 60 cities in all. All these people were descendants of Machir, the man who first settled Gilead. After Hezron died in Caleb Ephrathah, Hezron's wife Abijah gave birth to Ashur, who first settled Tekoa. Jerahmeel, the firstborn son of Hezron, fathered Ram, his firstborn, then Bunah, Oren, Ozeb, and Ahijah. Jerahmeel had another wife. Her name was Atara, and she was the mother of Onam. The sons of Ram, the firstborn son of Jerahmeel, were Maz, Jamin, and Eker. Onam's sons were Shammai and Jada. Shammai's sons were Nadab and Abishur. The name of Abishur's wife was Abihail. She gave birth to Ahaban and Molid. Nadab's sons were Seled and Apahim, but Seled died without children. Apahim's sons were Ishi, and Ishi's son was Shishan, and Shishan's son was Alai. The sons of Jada, Shammai's brother, were Jether and Jonathan. Jether died without children. Jonathan's sons were Peleth and Zaza. These were the descendants of Jeremiel. Shishan had no sons, but he had daughters. He had an Egyptian slave named Jarha. Shishan let Jarha marry one of his daughters. She gave birth to Attai. Attai was the father of Nathan. Nathan was the father of Zabad. Zabad was the father of Ephlal. Ephlal was the father of Obed. Obed was the father of Jehu. Jehu was the father of Azariah. Azariah was the father of Helez. Helez was the father of Eliasah. Eliasah was the father of Sismai. Sismai was the father of Shallum. Shallum was the father of Jechamiah. Jechamiah was the father of Elishama. Descendants of Caleb, Jeremiel's brother, were his firstborn son, Misha, who first settled Ziph, and the sons of Marisha, who first settled Hebron. Hebron's sons were Korah, Tapua, Rechem, and Shema. Shema was the father of Raham, who first settled Jorkiam. Rechem was the father of Shemai. Shemai's son was Moan, who first settled Beth-zur. Ephah, Caleb's concubine, was the mother of Haran, Moza, and Gazez. Haran was the father of Gazez. Jadai's sons were Regem, Jotham, Gishan, Pelet, Ephah, and Shaaph. Maacah, Caleb's concubine, was the mother of Sheber and Turhana. Also, she was the mother of Shaph, who first settled Madmana, and of Shiva, who first settled Machbena and Geba. Caleb's daughter was Aksa. These people were the descendants of Caleb. The sons of Hur, the firstborn son of Ephrath, were Shobal, who first settled Kiriath Jearim, Salma, who first settled Bethlehem, and Hareph, who first settled Bethgedar. Shobal, who first settled Kiriath Jearim, had these descendants: Haroeh, half of the Manathites, the families of Kiriath Jearim, the Ithrites, the Puthites, the Shumathites, the Mishrahites. From these people came the Zorites and Eshtaolites. The descendants of Salma, who first settled Bethlehem, were the Netophathites, Atroth, who first settled Beth Joab, half of the Manathites, the Zorites, and the families of scribes who lived at Jabez. These families were the peoples of Terah, Shimei, and Shukah. These people are the Kenites who came from Hamath. They first settled Beth Rekab.